repented and started learning the faith, would I turn them away? If you say yes, is your response strictly based on what the Bible say? Or cause of the curses we under due to our father's way? Oppression make a wise man mad. I get what you trying to say, cause sometimes I be feeling like Moses when he saw a Hebrew beat by 2 Egyptian soldiers. But can I alter his judgment just because I'm enraged? Is Abba playing them kind of games? And is his mind the same? I ain't got the answers, I'm just trying to find a way. YAHAWAH, Shayar, Kadash, La Amar, Lakna, Lakwakath, Atha Hasapar, Wala Pathak, Atha, Kamata Wayal, Kaya, Ata, Mashakata, Wabadama, Kanayath, La Alahayam, Bakal, Mashapaka, Wala Shawan, Wakal, Amwaibawai. That was Revelation 5 and 9. They can see that we bout to rise, so that's why they plotting on our demise. I look back at the lies and how they capitalize, like why we still divided. Oppressor cornered you, he has a gun. Before he pulls the trigger, would he ask what camp you from? Or where you fellowship? Something ain't adding up. New generation breaking barriers, we had enough. Listen to me, the Bible came to life, these more than scriptures to me. When I'm in the spirit, them demons keep their distance from me.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let's give all praises be to the Most High, Yahweh. Once again, let's give all praises be to the Most High, Yahweh Allah, the Allah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Allah of Israel, and our King, Hamashiach YAHAWASHI, his only begotten Son, who he sent to save us, the only one that was to open up the seals, the Lamb that was worthy. So, shalom to everybody out there. Once again, shalom to the ox and aquas out there. As we gonna dive right into this lesson that I got. As we gonna dive into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, comment, all those beautiful things. Man, that was a beautiful song, and to hear our young brothers speaking in Hebrew, singing in Hebrew, rapping in Hebrew. Oh, that was so beautiful. So if you did click on this, I hope you enjoyed that he was giving it off in the Hebrew tongue. Man, that was beautiful. Anyway, we're going to dive right into it. You always, you know how I do. We're going to dive right into the scriptures. And today we're going to be talking about Yahweh's will. Yahweh's will. And as you can see on the screen, I got it pulled up already. We're going to be in Revelation. I'm going to start it off in Revelation. Let's see. I'm going to start it off in Revelation. The final message. Right? This is not my final message, but this was the final message, the last chapter in the Bible, right? So let's get at it. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of this prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is Kadash, let him be Kadash, or holy, still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am the Allah and the Tha. I will not say the Greek, because that's Greek right there. So I will say the Hebraic form, which is the Allah, and the Tha, which is the last alphabet in the Hebrew. The beginning and the end, the first and the last. We know this is Hamashiach YAHAWASHI. He is the first of the creation and the last, right? The first and the last. Barak are they that do his commandments, right? Revelations 22:14. Barak are they that do his commandments, and they, Salakia, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. What city? That kingdom. For without are dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. We know this world that we living in right now, it's a gang of these everywhere. Right? It's a gang of them everywhere. Anyway, I, Yahawashi, have sent my Malak to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of what? Of who? David, and the bright morning star. All praises be to that. And the Ruach of the Spirit and the bride say, come, and let him that heareth say, come, and let him that what? Athirst come, and whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely. For I testify unto every man that heareth these words of this prophecy of this book. This is why I'm starting off with this. Listen to this right here. For I testify unto every man that heareth these words of this prophecy of this book. If you're listening to this, if any man shall add unto these things, Elohim shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. So if any man has added in this book that we're reading from, he will receive the plagues from Elohim written in this book. So don't worry about it. If they add it, that's what they're going to get, the plagues. Verse 19, if any man shall take away from the words of this book of this prophecy, Elohim shall take away his part out of the book of what? Life. And out of the Kadash city, and from these things which are written in this book. He was testify these things, saith, surely I come quickly, YAHAWAH, even so come Master Yahawashi. The grace of our Master Yahawashi Mashiach be with you all, YAHAWAH. Right? So that's what I wanted to basically say, is that if anybody added or took away from this book, don't worry about it, because people like to say the Bible not real. Well, that's not your responsibility. Right? Yahawashi already said if anybody added or anybody took away, if they take away an ad, then he's going to take care of it. He's going to put the plagues on them. Or are they going to be what? They're going to be taken out of what? The book of life. Right here. So don't worry about it. Right? Let's not even worry about it. But let's get into this lesson. Sorry about that. I took so long. We're going to dive right into it. Let's go to Genesis. This one will be talking about Yahweh's will. Yahweh's will. Let's go to Genesis 2. We're going to run through it real quick. Genesis 2. Blow it up just a little more. Right there is good. Genesis chapter 2. And we're going to start at verse 15. And Yahweh Elohim took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to what? Keep it. Let's look at this word dress. Not like the kind of dress that a young lady may have on. Right? He was put in the garden to dress it. Let's see. H56.
Strong's H5647. Avad. Avad.
Which means to work. Right? So he was put in the garden. Adam was put in the garden to work, serve, to labor. Let's get it all the way up. To work, labor, do work, to work for another, serve another by labor, to serve as subjects, to serve Elohim, to serve with Levitical services, to be worked, be tilled, to make oneself a servant, which he was, to compel to labor or work, cause to labor. So this was his task. When it says dress it, this is what he was doing. He was put in there to work. A primitive root to what? Work. Say it right there. To work. By implication, to what? Serve, till, enslave, etc. By keeping in what? Bondage. A bondman, a bond servant, right? So when you look at that word to dress it, that's what he was doing. He was put in there to do something. Then after that it says, and to keep it. Let's just get it. Right?
Strong's H 8104. Shamer.
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 To keep it. Guard. So that's what was his work. To guard. He was put in there, what? To guard, observe, give heed. Give heed. That's what a lot of our ox is doing right now. Putting out these lessons. You know, putting out that word. To keep. Have charge of. Right? So he was there to guard it. He had to charge. We know Adam was exalted. That's why he was put in there. To keep guard. Keep watch. And ward off. I mean, I added that. Don't add. And ward. Protect. Save what? Life. To watch, a watchman. To watch, wait for, to watch, observe, to keep, retain treasure, to keep, to observe, celebrate, keep, Sabbath, covenant. To what? Be on one's guard, to take heed, take care, beware, right? To keep oneself refrained, abstain. So we know it's saying that he was supposed to, let's get the primitive root, probably to hedge about as the thorns. And then here it is. An example, guard, to protect, attend. So that was his be circumspect, to take heed. So that was his job. That's what he was put in there to do. He was put in there to work it and to guard it, keep it. So that was his job. That was his task. And Adam failed at that. Right? He failed at that. Even though that was our forefather, he failed at that. Verse 16 says, and Yahawah Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of this garden, thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat. Thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. And we know he ate from it. We know he ended up getting put out the garden. We know the whole story that he did eat from it after his wife went and took from it. So we know that this tree is called the tree of knowledge, which is discernment, basically, of good and evil, right? Of function and dysfunction. I did a lesson on that not that long ago, right? So just from verse 15 to verse 17, Adam was created. He was put in the garden to guard it, to keep it, to dress it. He was given a command right here, which is Yahweh's will, and he didn't follow Yahweh's will. He did not follow that, right? We know that he fell short. How do we know that? Because if you go to the next chapter, the whole chapter says what? The fall of man. And it starts with now the serpent, right? So we all know what happened with that. Right? So Adam did not follow Yahweh's will. As a people, that's why I started off with Revelation, because if anything was added in this book or taken away, don't worry about it. But we have to follow Yahweh's will, right? Let's get another one. Yahweh's will. Let's go to Joshua. You know, I like using our forefathers for an example so we can see and learn from those things. This is Joshua chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 7. Only be thou strong. So this is Moses. He turned over everything to Joshua, and this is basically, you know, him getting all of the things that he needs to be encouraged. So only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest what? Prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. Thou shalt meditate therein day and night. So we should meditate on the law day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For Yahawah thy Elohim is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Right? Now this is Yahweh telling him this. Let's jump over to Joshua 24. See what's going on. Joshua 24. Let me blow this up just a little bit. So we're going to jump over to Joshua 24, and we're going to start at verse number 14. We will serve Yahweh. Remember what I just read in Joshua chapter 1. The book of the law, and everything will be prosperous if you obey everything. Follow Yahweh's will. That's what he was basically saying in chapter 1. Yahweh's will. So chapter 24, let's see what's going on now. Now, therefore, fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the other Elohims, which your fathers served on the other side of the flood, and in Egypt, or Mizraim, and serve ye Yahweh. So we see here clearly that something is going on where they're serving other Elohims. As you can see the word God. So something is going wrong. Let's continue. And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the Elohims which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the Elohim or the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, come on, Joshua, or YAHAWASHI, we will serve who? Yahweh. So you have, in this very verse right here, you have people that were serving the Elohim or the Amorites. And he said, in whose land you dwell. But for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh. So he's going to do Yahweh's will. He's going to follow him. We will serve Yahweh. This is what it's saying, right? And the people answered and said, Elohim forbid that we should forsake Yahweh to serve other Elohims, right? And people are doing this today. It's the same thing today. When you give people this truth, they don't believe it. Oh, we could do this. The law's done away with. We don't have to keep this. We don't have to. Listen, the Most High has rules, just like you have rules inside your own home or your job or just out in public, period. Otherwise, there would be anarchy and chaos and just craziness. So you cannot just do anything that you want to do. You have to follow Yahweh's will, right? You have to do what you're supposed to do. So I'm just showing a little something in here real quick to basically, you could see that the people were going off, but Joshua was standing up for the Most High, saying that what? For him and his house, they were going to serve the Most High, Yahweh Allah, right? So let's move over to Deuteronomy real quick. Portion of the Levites, right? So we'll move over to Deuteronomy, and I want to bring out, right here, spiritualism, because they was following other Elohims, which a lot of people are doing today. That's always been a plague on our people, not following Yahweh's will, right? They want to go to a temple, they want to go to a building, they want to belong to something. But I mean, even in John 4:24, what he said, he is a spirit, right? And even Yahawashi said, you worship what you do not know. You get what I mean? The time is here in their hand that you will worship him, what, in spirit and in truth, right? Anyway, Deuteronomy 18, verse 9 is where I want to start off at. When thou art coming to the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. You have to do Yahweh's will. You can't do the abominations of this world, of Babylon. You just can't do it. Spiritualism forbidden, right? Here it is. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter pass through the fire, or that uses what? Divinations. Come on. And we know people doing this now. Or an observer of times. Or an enchanter. Or a witch. How many people dress up their kids on Halloween as a witch? Right? Or an enchanter. Calling spirits. Stopping to get your palm read. Huh? Let me see what's going to happen to me. Or what? A charmer. Or a consulter with familiar spirits. You want to talk to the dead. Huh? You want to talk to the... I want to talk to my grandmother. I want to talk to my dead boyfriend or whoever. I don't know. Or a what? Wizard. These things go directly... Or necromancy. These things go directly against the Most High and His will. But yet the kids have it in they... What's the movie? Oh, man, I don't know that. I don't watch this stuff, but... Oh, man. That movie that these kids be into... The Marvel, and there was another one. They put a whole thing in Universal, man. I can't. But you guys, if you're watching this, hopefully you know what the little wands and the things, you know. I mean, and this is in the law. This is in Deuteronomy. All these things go against the Most High, right? Anyway, for all that do these things are what? An abomination unto Yahawah. So if you do any of these things that you see right here in Deuteronomy, right, that I just went over, familiar spirits, a wizard, a witch, an enchanter, observer of times, if you do any of those things, it said for all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahawah, right? And because of these abominations, Yahawah the Elohim doeth drive them out before thee. This is why the people got put out. Thou shalt be perfect with Yahawah the Elohim. Man, people always say today, especially today, people always say, oh, I fall short and this and that. Man, we supposed to be striving for perfection because we was told to be perfected. And if he said it could be done, it could be done. Have I reached perfection? No, I have not. So don't get me misunderstand. I have not reached perfection, but I strive for perfection. As Paul said, I haven't reached it, but this is why we run this race. And the Most High said we can do it. And the reason why we are not where we need to be is our own fault, our own doubt, our own. It's us. It's not him. It's us. Because he wouldn't tell us to do something that we can't do. Leviticus 19 said, be ye Kadash, be perfect as your Father is. Right? And we know in what is that Philippians 2:13, I believe, where he said you could do all things through Hamashiach. So I mean, come on, it could be done. Anyway, let me move on. For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto observe times, and unto diviners, put as for thee. Yahawah the Elohim has not suffered thee to do so. Yahawah thy Elohim will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, unto him ye shall hearken, which is talking about YAHAWASHI, according to all that thou desirest of Yahawah thy Elohim in Harab, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahawah my Elohim, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And Yahawah said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will rise them up a prophet from among their brethren, Yahawah Mashiach, like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. All praises be to the Most High for that. The water Yahawashi. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet which I shall presume to, Salakia, but the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other Elohims, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thy heart, how shall we know the word which Yahweh have not spoken? When a prophet speaketh, that means any man out there, especially if you following a man, which I recommend you not to do. And Jeremiah, he speaks about this. Don't follow no man, right? Follow the Most High Yahweh. But if a man claims that he is a prophet, when a prophet speaketh in the name of Yahweh, if the thing follow not, meaning it don't come to pass, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yahweh have not spoken. Let's read that one more time. That is the thing which Yahweh have not spoken. But the prophet have spoken presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. Let's get some of that New Testament. Let's get some of that New Testament which Yahawashi spoke. We're going to go right to it. I didn't even put it in right. Oh, man. Salakia, y'all. We going right to it. Matthew 7. Matthew 7. We're going to get right to it. Matthew 7, and we're going to start at verse 21. Here it is. Not everyone that saith unto me, Master, Master, shall enter into the kingdom of the Shemayim, but he that doeth the what? The will. We just read it in Deuteronomy where he said he going to send up a prophet, a brother, and all these things he said he was going to do in Deuteronomy 18. Well, here it is, right here in the New Testament, right? For you guys who love the New Testament, here it is. Here is that brother. Here is that prophet, right? And you have to do Yahweh's will. But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in the Shemayim, right? Many will say to me in that day, Master, Master, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils? And in thy name done many wonderful works? And I, Salakia, and then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Yahawashi said this. He said he will profess unto them, I never knew you. I never knew you. Because why? You didn't what? It said, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in the Shemayim. He didn't know you because you didn't do Yahweh's will. In order for him to know you, you have to do Yahweh's will. It says right here, ye that work iniquity. Let's click on that word iniquity. And let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's go down here. It is the Greek 458. I'm going to click on it. Don't worry about it. Right?
Strong's G 458. Anamia. Anamia.
Right. Anamia. The condition without law. So he's telling people, many will say to me in that day, Master, Master, have we not prophesied in your name? Have we not did this in your name? And he's going to say, I don't know you. Right? He's going to say that. I never knew you. Get away from me, ye who work what? This iniquity. And it says the condition of without the law. Because of ignorant of it. You were ignorant of the law. Because of violating it. Violation of the law. Listen, look at this. Violation of the law. Iniquity. Wickedness. It comes from the G459. Let's click on that. Right here is an example. Violation of the law. You can see it clearly. Same thing right there. Let's click on the root word of where it comes from. Right? And it says right here, you can see it. This is in the outline biblical usage, right? The Mosaic law. Departing from the law. I just do it like that. departing from the law, a violator of the law, lawless, wicked. This is what it says. So when people say that YAHAWASHI, or who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, didn't speak about the law, yes, he did. Matthew 7:23, he clearly says, ye that work what? Lawlessness, sin, iniquity. He's going to say, I never knew you. That's what it says. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. John. We're going to go over to John. Now I'm going to jump all the way down. I'm going to jump all the way down to verse... I'm going to actually... so much good right here. I started 28. Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in which all that are in the grave shall hear my voice, right, for the resurrection, and shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. Here it is. I can of my own self do nothing. This is YAHAWASHI talking. I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge. And my judgment is just, because I see not my own will. That's why this whole thing that I'm going into, this whole lesson, is about Yahweh's will. You have to do Yahweh's will and not your. Listen, doing our will to have you butt naked out on the corner on the street somewhere, popping pills, popping eggs, and twerking on the roof somewhere. Who knows? I don't know. You know, but I seek not my own will, but the will of who? I seek the will of the Father which has sent me. So we have to seek, and we have to not do our will, but we have to do the will of the Father's. And if you're watching this, man, I know it's hard, you know, but we have to continue to fight with one another, you know, lean on one another. If you're watching this and you want to leave a comment or something like that and reach out, man, reach out to a brother, reach out to a op. You know, I go through things just like you, brother or sister. I bleed, I cry, you know. This walk is not easy because it's putting off that old man and putting off that mortal flesh and putting on immortality. I mean, you're being born again. You coming into an enlightenment. All praises be to the Most High. Anyway, so we want to do the will of the Father which have sent me, as YAHAWASHI is saying. I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another that beareth witness of me, and I know that the witness which he witnesseth of me is true. Talking about the Abinawi Yahweh, right? Let's jump over one more. Let's go to 6. John 6. Remember, let's, just put off that old man and, just follow after Yahweh's will. If anybody tell you could just live any kind of way and do any old kind of thing, that's not true. Okay, this one right here, John 6:26, it says, words to the people. And this is what I pretty much will leave you with. Words to the people. Words to all the people that clicked on this and made it this far. The water, if you have tuned in and listened to this, all praises for the Most High for you listening to this. If I stumbled in any part, Salakia, but the water for tuning in. Here we go. YAHAWASHI answered them and said, truly, truly, I say unto you, ye seek me not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. So the Son of Man, which is YAHAWASHI, said he will give it to us. But we have to labor. It said labor. Remember in the beginning, when I first started off in Genesis 2, I said it said they built the man from the ground, and then they put him in the garden to what? Dress it. He had to labor. He had to work, right? When he got put out the garden, he had to till the ground. He had to labor. He had to work. So Yahawashi is saying we will receive something, but what? You're going to have to labor. But it says, in your labor not for the meat what perisheth, which perisheth. Don't labor for that, for this false money, this false world, but for that what? Meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have Elohim the Father sealed. That's who I want to rock with. I want to rock with who's been sealed. I want to rock with who's been sealed by the Abba Nawa, by our Abba, right? Then said they unto him, what shall we do, that we might work the works of Elohim? This is a great question. I've had this question many times. What shall we do? What shall I do? Yahawashi answered and said unto them, this is the work of Elohim, that ye believe on him whom he has sent. Who was sent? Yahawashi. So you got to believe on Yahawashi. Whom was sent? Yahawashi. You got to believe on him. He just said, I just read it, Matthew, remember, many will say to me in that day, Master, Master. But they was doing what? They was working with iniquity, which is lawlessness. What law? The Mosaic law. So if you don't know about the law, you need to tap into it. Anyway, verse 30. They said therefore unto him, what sign showest thou then, that we may see and believe thee? What doest thou work? Our fathers did eat manna in the desert. As it is written, he gave them bread from the Shemayim to eat. Then Yahawashi said unto them, truly, truly, I say unto you, Moses gave you not the bread from the Shemayim, but my Father giveth what? You the true bread from the Shemayim. For this bread of Elohim is he which cometh down from the Shemayim and giveth life unto the world. Man. And people say Yahawashi is the Father. When clearly he's speaking, he said he came down. Man, listen. Anyway, that's a whole nother lesson. He want to give you life. Then said they unto him, Master, even more, give us this bread. And Yahawashi said unto them, I am the bread of life. There it is. Yahawashi, which is our brother. He is the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. Meaning your soul, your inner spirit, the thing that you are, that light that you are, right? It will never thirst. You will never feel like you don't know who you are. When there's trillions and millions of people walking around that don't know who they are, unhappy with themselves, you won't be that. But I said unto you that ye also have seen me and believe not. Right? Yeah, pretty much. And we didn't even see him. I haven't seen him. Well, you know what? I take that back. I haven't seen him physically with my eyes here on earth, but I know I have seen him before I came into this body. But here on earth, of course, our minds are wiped clean, and we start from our birth date when we came out the womb. So, you know, but we have to believe. We have to have faith. All that the Father giveth me shall come to me. And him that cometh to me, I will in no wise cast out. For I came down from the Shemayim. So who came down? Yahawashi. He came down from heaven. In Hebrew, the Shemayim. Not to do what? My own will, but the will of him who sent me. That's why this lesson is called Yahweh's will. Now, if Yahawashi came down, right, not to do his own will, but the will of him who sent him, What make you think you down here you could do your own will? Huh? You greater than him? Are you greater than the firstborn? Are you greater than the first creation? Are you greater than him that could open the seven seals? Are you greater than the lamb? No. Huh? For he said, what 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 thing that he have ever called his firstborn or his son? The Malak, anything. Nothing but him. Israel. Right? Let's get it. And this is the Father will. And this is the Father's will which have sent me, that of all which he hath given me, I should lose nothing, but should raise it up again in the last day. And this is the will of him that sent me, that every one which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life. And I will raise him up at the last day. So, please, follow Yahweh's will. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which saith to the, that seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life. And I will raise him up in the last day. So believe on YAHAWASHI Mashiach. Do the will of the Father. Don't walk in lawlessness. Walk in the Spirit. Let's get that before we get out of here. Walk in the Spirit, right? Don't do the things of the flesh. Paul spoke about it clearly, right? Now the works of the flesh that are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, right? Emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, envies, murders, drunkenness, right? You don't want to walk in these things, but we want to walk in what? But the fruit of the Spirit is what? Love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith. So walk in faith, my people. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If, like I said, if I stumbled in anything, Salakia, but this is why the scripture is on the screen. You can always go back and look at it again or pull it up the scriptures yourself. And we just want to do Yahweh's will. So with that being said, we're going to get ready to get out of here. And once again, the water for tuning in. And with that, we're going to say Shalom.
The prophets is back, and we ain't missing a beat. They'll eventually see.